that show me it's a slide.
Make no mistake, we're the only black people in y'all that only eat rat, eat cat. People, you ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Bitch, we built the foundation, our innovations were groundbreaking. You ain't wanna get down, now you around, hating, faking, with the linear in and out, the ground shaking. Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, no mistake, we're the only black people and y'all the only eat rat, eat cat. People, you ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Breaks, pause, pause. We built the foundation, our innovations were groundbreaking. Y'all ain't wanna get down, now you around, hating, faking, wiggling and eating, now the ground shaking. Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say,
Peace, peace, family. Peace to the family. Grand, what? Evening? Grand evening. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and can't spell out the Cash App handle. Even though nobody blessed me earlier, I gave a great expose on BSIA. I exposed him, got rid of him. He's out of here. But I actually got some bonus information on him. You did, good color. Okay.
Who's that?
Oh, first and foremost, let me say to the brother I interviewed yesterday. He didn't like the choice words I used today, and I said deconstruct his video or dethrone him. So he felt like that was disrespectful. So I just want to apologize to him. Don't mean to disrespect my guests. You dig? We a little. He's new over here, so he don't really know how we do. So we're like, what we do is edutainment. So we educate and entertain. We have a little fun. His channel is, I guess, just more serious, strict with information, education. Yeah. So just apologize to him. Hope peace and prosperity to you and what you got going on over there. Right. But we're gonna be peace and prosperous over here. And I'm not going to venture out to no other new ideas. We're going to stay in our lane. We're going to stay right here. We're going to stay talking about what we talk about, which is lineage-based information. All right. So Tariq Nasheed debates a tether about who's black. Capital B. Now, capital B, I don't know if he's aware of that, but it's definitely capital B. We know that. Okay. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just caught a little bit of it. It's an interesting title. Then I watched a couple seconds of it, and they went into black, and the tether used some revenue talking points. Trying to use black for other people as an ethnonym, endonym. Okay, big mistake. So Tariq Nasheed, I'm not sure like that's his research right there, but you guys know it's definitely mine. So we got your back. We got your back, big bro, Tariq. Hold on.
Okay.
I gotta fix my Cash App. My Cash App is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I know I spelled it right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yes, I'm not sure if Tariq is familiar with those talking points about black, capital B, lowercase b. But like I said, we got him here. What's your name? Go ahead. So let me play the video. Without further ado, let me play the video, and then we'll go back if we have to. Okay. But not that weirdo. Let me find what I did with the video. And oh, here it is, right here. Check this out, family.
Analysis.
So the video is called Tariq Nasheed explains where black as a culture identity was created.
Obi, you got it right.
There you go. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm Alex Obi. I reside in Pennsylvania, but I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
So I just want to ask you a question, which I believe is common knowledge. When you describe black people, right, the term black as a noun is used to describe people of African descent. So I just want to ask you a question. When you ascribe all like foundational black Americans, as your term goes, so can we also synonymize that to being of African descent as well? Because to be black is to be of African descent.
You had to get rid of the body. You had to get it somewhere. So if you didn't do
I
it,
hate when I don't use the damn premium channel. God. So it's gonna start from the beginning. Oh my God. My fault. It's gonna start from the beginning.
Come on now. Soul, what's up? I think that's Obi, an analyst Obi.
Yeah, Analyst Obi, you got it right.
There you go. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm Analyst Obi. I reside in Pennsylvania, but I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
So I just want to ask you a question, which I believe is common knowledge. When you describe black people, right, the term black as a noun is used to describe people of African descent. So I just want to ask you a question. When you ascribe all like foundational black Americans, as your term goes, so can we also synonymize that to being of African descent as well? Because to be black is to be of African descent.
To be black, it's you're over here. And hold on. Let's really unpack what black is. Let's unpack that. Because the term black was used, in the Haitian Constitution, they used it in the Constitution, but generally they didn't, they just said they were Haitian. The term black as a positive ethnic identifier that was celebrated, that started with us during the Harlem Renaissance, okay? Africans weren't celebrating the term black, okay? Africans never celebrated the term black until we did it. So when we talk, and a lot of people make this argument, and I think it's a very valid argument. Hold on, brother. I hear fireflies, brother. Them fireflies in the background are killing me. With respect, Obi. But the term black didn't become a positive racial and ethnic identifier until foundational black Americans made it that. And we did that in the Harlem Renaissance.
Okay, so now, like I said, I think our big brother, either we're just in tune like that, but this is the second video in a row that I'm playing where he's sounding a lot like me. So it's a good chance a big brother be over here, enjoying what we doing over here. So I'm sure he would love to see y'all support the way you're supposed to. You dig? Like the video, hit the Cash App, you know what I mean? But this is interesting. Okay, you guys know I got a whole PDF going over this. So Tariq, I'm really interested to see everything he's going to say, like how deep and what does he know and what does he don't know. But so far, he's agreeing with my conclusion. That's why I played the anthem, family. I played the anthem, the FBA anthem. The first lyrics is what? Read along. Just the first
Show
line.
me subscribe.
Make no mistake, we're the only black people.
and y'all the only.
There you go. Make no mistake, we're the only black people. Okay, so
Only black people in y'all.
right there, you can't see it, but then this video is months old. So to see our big brother Tariq Nasheed go into this is very interesting. Very interesting.
Right around a positive.
All right. So yes, he's right. Black was always seen as a negative. We were the first to turn into a positive. So this is literally my lane. I'm like an expert on explaining black and the origins and the context, the positive, negative, ethnonym, endonym, exonym.
Firefly, brother, them fireflies in the background are killing me. With respect, Obi. But the term black didn't become a positive racial and ethnic identifier until foundational black Americans made it that. And we did that in the
Right.
Harlem Renaissance. Right around the Harlem Renaissance and after, that's when blackness became a global ethnic identifier that everybody embraced. So if we're going to talk about what black really means, technically, it really means foundational black American upholding and embracing the beauty and the culture of blackness that should be celebrated. So it really became popularized with us. Now, the white supremacists, the white supremacists, in some of their dictionaries, they just meant a person of African descent. But again, there were black Aboriginal people over here. And again, everybody has some kind of African descent if we're going to go.
Right. So he's saying black Aboriginal, using that as a color. So when he say black Aboriginal, he's using black as a descriptor, okay, to separate them from whoever else, but or to remind you that they were dark, because we think of Aboriginal sometimes through white educations, right? Education systems, we might think of somebody white. So I understand that he used a qualifier there. He says black Aboriginals, but he's using black as a lowercase b adjective color, different from our black, capital B, proper noun.
Go that route. But again, there were black Aboriginals over here who were reclassified as Negro, and then they just blended in. You understand?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but just wanted to also clarify, right? But you know, when in West Africa, I'm sure you should have heard of Negro land, and also referred to as Bilad al Sudan, which was the land of the blacks. So it's land of the blacks has already been used in West Africa at the time in
And also
communication.
Kemet, and also Kemet too.
Okay, so now the guy is being disingenuous. So he got Tariq, Kemet, but as an exonym, right? And as a color, as a descriptive, not as a descriptor, not a proper noun. Okay, so dude is being disingenuous and being like again, like a dumb tether. He said Sudan, right? Because that's what revenue say. So and I cook revenue, I'm gonna cook this guy too on that.
Right. Also referred to as Bilad al Sudan, which was the land of the blacks. So it's land of the blacks has already been used in West Africa at the time in
And also
communication.
Kemet, and also Kemet too. Kemet
Right,
was the
that's what
land
I'm
of
saying.
the
So
blacks.
black has already been used in the continent before it was also used here in the Americas.
You hear
So
him? He said black was already used. Yes, we agree to that. We concede to that. But at best as an exonym, okay, not an endonym.
black has always been used in the continent even before it was used in the Americas. So I would say that it's not wrong to synonymize black as people of African descent as well.
Okay. Now, I've heard that. Here's the problem. Here's the thing. For years,
Has always been used in the
foundational black
continent even
Americans,
before
we've
it
had to
was used in
deal
the
with,
Americas.
because we've always said, okay, all of us black, everybody black. We're going to embrace everybody black, no matter where you are. And what we started to see years ago, decades ago, immigrants would come over here who were jet black, and when we refer to them as black, they would almost get offended. These people would tell us, "Hey, I'm not black. I'm Nigerian. I'm not black. I'm Sudanese. I've heard people say, I'm not black. I'm Haitian. I'm not black. I'm Nigerian. I'm not."
Hey family, so do you see why they say that? Because remember, black used as an exonym was white supremacist. It was used as a white supremacist derogatory term, and it was a color, right? As a color, and it meant negativity, right? So they rightfully rejected it because it always had a negative connotation. So they were called it, but they didn't like it. And that's why they rejected today. Well, not today. Now they co-opted our stuff, but not too many years ago, just yesterday, they were rejecting it, family, because they always understood it from the negative connotative definition. Okay? How white supremacists defined it, how they used it as an exonym. So family, just keep that in mind. When they used to say they're not black, it's because they understood it as an exonym, not an endonym, right? They were actually offended because it was an offensive term originally. This is not rocket science.
Not black, I'm Jamaican. So why did so many people go that route with it?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from though, because being the fact, because in Nigeria we know we are all black in Nigeria and West Africa. So when we live outside the confines of Africa and when we come to the Americas, then we can identify with the global term black, which is used to describe all people of African descent. So when someone like me,
Now, I got to stop it. You can get mad all you want, family, but I'm educating. So when he's saying black right now, he's now defining black as a race. Like he said, all people of African descent. That's not how we use it. We don't use it just as a blanket term. Okay, because they also use African also as a blanket term. Wait, which country? Just all 54 countries. And now black means a blanket term as well. It just everybody of African descent, right back to 54 countries. And now the Caribbean, Haiti, and America. It's even more. So they like to make things that they like to make things that we have called ourselves generic terms, like just for everybody, not exclusive.
I go by my ethnicity, which is me being Igbo. However, here in the Americas, I identify as a black man being of African descent from the continent of Africa, specifically from Nigeria of Igbo descent. So, which is what I identify as. So, I believe, like what in W.E.B. Du Bois and Malcolm X championed, they championed Pan-Africanism, which was to unite people of all African descent.
Now he's all over the place. Now he went from who is black and how it's a generic term that everybody of African descent can hold on to. It's not exclusive at all. They just hijacked it, made everybody black. They make everybody African. But when you make them be specific, they'll say, "Yeah, I'm black. I'm African," and then they'll say, "But I'm Nigerian," and more specifically, I'm Yoruba, I'm Igbo. You know, other folks, yeah, I'm black, but I'm Ghana and I'm Asante. Yeah, I'm black, but I'm this. So I'm not really just black, right? Black is thrown around like a nickname. Yeah, I'm black as a nickname, but that's not really who I am. I have a government name. My government name is Nigerian or Igbo. And family, we're saying back to them in 2025, we don't have a government name that's different from our ethnonym name. We're black, right? We don't have a nickname that's different from our ethnonym name, ethnic identifier name, black. We're just black. So you guys can run from black. You feel me? We can't run from it. You can call yourself black today, and when the right situation come about, you can say, "I'm not black. I'm Nigerian. I'm the first Nigerian person to do whatever. I'm the first person from the Igbo tribe to do whatever." See? So they have an escape button. They have an ejection button. No, the better term is they have an eject button. They can eject their blackness, I'm talking about quote unquote blackness whenever they feel like it, and be Ethiopian, Eritrean, Sudanese. Okay, but they cannot reject their Sudanese. There's no Sudanese eject button. There's no Zimbabwean eject button. There's no Jamaican eject button. Okay, so we're saying, yeah, exactly. The same way you're really, really Jamaican, you're really, really not black. And we're really, really black. We can't eject black and go to something more fitting, more specific, like you can with those countries of origin or those tribes. Okay, so you're not black. You're just Jamaican, Ethiopian, Zimbabwean, Haitian. That's what you are.
home and abroad, to fight against the common enemy and come with a united front, which was what all your ancestors, which we would refer to as foundational Black Americans or African Americans, which I would say, went by. They all stood for Pan-Africanism to unite all of us as a people. And like what Kwame Nkrumah said when he attended an HBCU, when he saw the plight of the African Americans at the time, he was also inspired to go back to his country, to liberate his country from the colonialism in his country.
Right. And was he black over there? Or did he call himself something else? You see? They be black over here, but when they leave, they're back what they originally were, the real name.
Time, and he worked closely with well-known Pan-Africanists like George Padmore, John Henry Clark, as well as W.E.B. Du Bois. Even he invited W.E.B. Du Bois to compile what they call the Encyclopedia Africana, which will serve as a standard for all Black people, so that they could know that they could trace their roots to Africa. Even W.E.B. Du Bois, he died in Ghana, and he said that that he would definitely want to unite with his ancestors in the Gulf of Guinea. So there's always been a strong relationship between the African in the continent and the African in the diaspora. For example, the first president of Nigeria studied at an HBCU. He had close relationship with other people like W.E.B. Du Bois as well. In the first independence of Nigeria, W.E.B. Du Bois was present. In the independence of Ghana, W.E.B. Du Bois was also present, because they understood something, that when people of all African descent come together, we'll all be able to fight against the common enemy. So this division...
There we go with this boogeyman and this hypothetical thing. Again, family, they had the Pan-African Federation. It went nowhere. They divided from themselves immediately. The West Indies, they had their West Indian Federation. It went nowhere. They divided from each other immediately and picked up separate flags and said, nah, we're this, you're that, we're different. We're kind of the same. We're African descent, but you're Jamaican, I'm Trinidadian, keep it moving. This is my country, that's your country, my flag, your flag. So family, they tried this already in the 60s. They tried the West Indian Federation and they tried the Pan-African Federation in the 1960s, and both flopped less than 4 years. They gave up. And they said, everybody hold their own nuts. This is what they said. And the white man was intervening that, and the white man break that up. That was amongst them. Even Kwame Nkrumah, or y'all be bigging up, he couldn't get along with surrounding countries. 3-4 years, they broke up, some 6 months. So this guy with this, if we get together, one common enemy, it's like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, that's why you got to ask these guys. So is our enemy race-based, or is it, just people setting up roadblocks in our way? And yeah, bro, an enemy is, can we define enemy?
Daddy.
No. A person who is actively opposed or hostile to someone. So what common enemy we have? It looks like we got two enemies, and both of them are one from Africa, one from here. That's the definition. We have a common enemy. So a common enemy is somebody who's actively opposed or hostile to us. Yeah, but yeah, we do have a common enemy. I'm looking at him. And we, as in the lineage got a common enemy. And you just called in, buddy.
That I would see shouldn't be pushed by both sides. We should all come together and unify. That's what I would suggest, because what Kwame Nkrumah said, he said,
okay, so how come they're not unifying in Africa under blackness?
Yeah, definitely we should definitely know that tribalism does exist. But when we come into that discussion, Kwame Nkrumah understood something, which is why he wanted to found what they call the Organization of African Unity, to unify all the continent together and the unalived him. They understood something, that the unification of all Africans is the greatest threat to white supremacy.
Oh yeah. Caribbean too. But the most hostile outside of white supremacists, the most hostile has been from that continent, Africa. They are definitely in second, competing for first place.
So, which is why they unalived him. And it was that same concept that Malcolm X, when he visited Ghana, when he came back to the Americas, he formed what they called the Organization of Afro-American Unity, which was...
Slow down. I got to slow you down, because you notice all of the people that's bringing global blackness to Africa are foundational
FBA.
Black Americans. You notice that, and you're proving that. All of the people who's
all of his references were FBAs.
Bringing global black... Notice all of the people that's bringing global blackness to Africa are foundational Black Americans. You notice that, and you're proving that. All of the people who's bringing global Black recognition and pride all happen to be foundational Black Americans. Malcolm X, W.B. Du Bois, you see that? And in Kwame Nkrumah, he came over here to get educated, by the way. You notice that? We are always the center when it comes to what blackness is from a racially pride standpoint, right?
Yes, I do understand that
Right.
exactly, and which is why Kwame Nkrumah also celebrated blackness on an international level. Like what John Henry Clark said, John Henry Clark said that Kwame Nkrumah coming to America had the greatest influence in his perspective because
Kwame came around us. He was
right. That's what I'm saying. So you need to understand something, sir. There's always been when we unite as a people, we're indestructible. The force works in pari passu, which is why Kwame Nkrumah's movement also played a greater role in the African American civil rights because
I don't know about that.
yeah, absolutely. You can definitely make your findings on that. Maya Angelou also visited Ghana. She was inspired by the works of Kwame Nkrumah.
I don't know about that. No, we were already turning up. Now Kwame Nkrumah had to come get the game from us. It wasn't the other way around. Now we already had shit popping over here now.
Yeah, but like I said though, there's always been a close relationship between both parties. So trying to create division now at this time or trying to distinguish blackness doesn't make any good for us as a people. What we want is Pan-Africanism, uniting all Black people to come together and fight against.
Okay, but y'all ain't trying to do that, bro. And y'all just want to come over here. That's not really uniting.
That's not what we're all trying to do at every time. Ibrahim Traore, is he not in his country? Does he need to come to the Americas? He doesn't need to come to the Americas. At the end of the day, what we need to do is set aside our differences. Stop the Egusi Bible. Stop the EBT Bible. We don't need any of that. What we need to come as a people is how to discuss unification. How can we progress as a people? That is what we should be discussing as of now.
Okay, thank you. Start that in Africa first. Unified. Yeah, there's a lot of bad. Do that in Africa first. All right. Y'all can't tell us about coming together and y'all not unified over there in Africa first. And notice he was like, let's really unpack the Black identity. Let's unpack it. Come on now, how are we going to really let's define blackness for real. Let's really look at the definition of blackness here. Let's really unpack that, because he just said, as y'all saw, all the people who brought Black pride to Africa was us. We were bringing Black pride to Africa. Like I said, the Harlem Renaissance really defined blackness as a cultural identity, not just a skin tone. See, when people say, well, blackness is basically dark-skinned people of African descent. Okay. From a cultural standpoint, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about culture, lineage. We're tying everything together. See, the Harlem Renaissance, foundational Black Americans, they redefined blackness from just a term of degradation to a term of pride, artistic brilliance, cultural distinctiveness. All right? Thinkers, poets, musicians, Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, Duke Ellington, they infused Black with unmistakable American cultural meaning rooted in slavery, emancipation, and resilience. Okay? They were drawing from our experiences here. Black became a political term of resistance born from the foundational Black American experience. Am I making sense, family? Foundational Black Americans intellectuals, they use Black to express self-determination, racial pride, resistance to systematic racism. That was tied to the struggle here, okay? Specifically from the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow, not the immigrant experience, all right? So Black, really, it came to symbolize the lineage of resistance native to the United States, not just any African ancestry. Okay? Black was reclaimed in America, not Africa, not the Caribbean. Black was reclaimed here. Black was reclaimed as a term of pride. That didn't originate in Africa or the Caribbean, even though there were terms like Kemet and Sudan. There were terms used to talk about certain lands and all of that. The term was used in certain parts of the Caribbean. But as a cultural sense of pride, we took a derogatory label and we turned it into a badge of honor. That was a uniquely American transformation that foundational Black Americans did, right? And really, Black, it really became a shortcut for Black American in art, politics, media. That's why foreigners, they'll say, well, I'm mixed with Black and Nigerian. Have you heard? I've heard people say this. Black is a default identifier for foundational Black Americans, but here's the thing. We had to tighten the language up even more because these people who didn't identify as Black would use Black as an identifier when it was convenient, when it was something to exploit. When we were talking about building something, wait, somebody said that's a lie. Hold on, wait, hold on, let me slow down. Hold on, wait. Boy, hold on, wait. Hold on, Boy, let me let Boy in because I'm looking at the comments. Boy, you said something was a lie. Boy, you want to get on up? Hold on. Yeah, if I'm saying anything wrong, please stop me. Yeah, if I'm saying anything wrong, I welcome anybody to stop me. Oh, he's a hater. Okay. Yeah. If I'm saying, stop me if I'm saying anything wrong. Somebody said that's a lie. I'm trying to invite him up. Yeah. If I'm saying anything wrong, please stop me. If I'm saying anything wrong, anything incorrect, I would like for you to stop me, please. Okay, the most hated. I can't add you up. For some reason, I can't add you up. Okay, yeah. Okay. If I'm saying anything wrong, okay, y'all come on up and y'all say what I'm saying is wrong, okay? Let's do it like that. War Falcon, Heru, want to hop on War Falcon? Okay, some of these people I'm trying to let up and they ain't coming up. They're talking crap. There you go. War Falcon, hop on in, sir. And let's not be trollish. War Falcon. What's up? What am I saying?
I'm in NorCal. I'm in NorCal. But anyways, bro, again, Black it means unalive, man. It's a status. It doesn't, for me, in America for hundreds of
Nah, that's plebiscite babble.
thousands of years, man. So I don't know how far you've gone into the ancient aspect of the Americas. You know what I mean? But us American Indians, we don't clarify. We don't say that Black stuff anymore, bro. I mean, that's just how we are. It doesn't mean. It means unalive. I mean,
so when they,
I'm just saying, like.
Okay,
Yeah,
brother. Okay, are you done? Let me let you finish. I want to ask questions. Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is like, I don't know, man. It's kind of like so Jesse Jackson, we classified as African American. I ain't no African. I ain't got one African in my genealogy. Not one.
Okay, so what I was saying,
it's like,
okay.
why, I'm just saying, why we
slow down.
It's like we're going in.
Slow down, brother. Hold on, because we're talking. Let's talk. Let's dialogue. So what I was saying about the Harlem Renaissance history, I'm just telling history. They popularized the term Blackness and made that culturally unidentified. Now you're talking about something totally different. But what I said, was it incorrect? The term Black, when it comes to us identifying and making it a cultural thing, was that incorrect? Because you got a whole different argument, and we're going to get into that. But you said what I said was incorrect, and historically, it's not correct. We made Blackness kind of a cultural thing, right? Now, you might not agree with it personally, But historically, did that happen with us over here, making it a global cultural thing? All right. Unmute your microphone, sir. Mr. War. Mr. War, unmute your microphone, please. Hold on. Maybe I try.
Oh, you muted me.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we took the term, we took chaos and made something divine out of it. But I mean, going forward, just the meaning of that meaning of that word is negative. You feel me? It doesn't represent us as an ethnic group of a people.
It does. It's
Like
not
I said,
negative.
man,
Black
it's just American Indians and I mean so-called FBAs. I mean, again, you gotta respect the people who've been on these lands for thousands of years, and that's us. That's me. You know what I mean? So I ain't got African in me. You know, I mean, all these temples in the Americas, those are ours. You feel me? I'm
And you
just
grew up
saying,
in,
like,
and
you gotta
so
respect the Aboriginal people of the lands. You know what I'm saying?
okay, so you grew up in North Carolina?
I'm just saying No, I mean, I grew up in California, but I'm originally from back east. I grew up in
Okay, so
Cali.
how did you grow up
Again, you know what I mean? I grew up, my grandfather.
Damn. Can he hear me, brother? Can you hear me? Can you
What's
hear
that?
me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Because I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to ask something, brother. Hold on. Okay, War, unmute your microphone, guy, because I don't want us talking over each other. Can we slow it down? I don't know if you can hear me or not, because every time I try to ask you something, you kind of talk over me, and I want to get some clarity. Can you unmute your microphone, sir? Because I want to get some clarity. Because a lot of times when people come up with the narrative,
Okay, I'm on mute.
there you go. Because a lot of times when people come up with the narrative, it's never clear. So you are from what Native American tribe? What Aboriginal tribe?
Not Native American. Okay, when you say Native, tell me let me ask you a question. What's a Native American?
Aboriginal.
You know what Native American is?
And what Aboriginal
No,
tribe?
they're not. They're not Aboriginal. No, those are Siberians, bro. Those are Asians that came to our lands. They're
Okay.
not they're not originally not from the Americas. So when you
So
call me Native American, you call me an Asian. I'm not.
right.
It's an American Indian. That's a
That's why I
separate
said
ethnic group.
Aboriginal. That's why I said Aboriginal. Then I changed it to Aboriginal.
Okay, Aboriginal. Okay, you can say Aboriginal. Yeah, I'm
Right.
an Aboriginal.
Okay.
Original.
What Aboriginal tribe are you from?
melanated person of the Americas. Yeah.
What Aboriginal tribe are you from?
Me, I'm Blackfoot. I'm Cherokee. My grandfather's side, Chickasaw on my
Okay.
grandfather's side. But that's the tribes I'm part of.
Okay.
And I got family back in ancient Europe as well. I mean, like a lot of us. So again, man, it's like
Is anybody Hispanic in your family?
no.
Okay.
I'm a straight nigga, homie. I'm straight black, bro. I'm so-called black.
Okay, yeah, because if you state Negro, that would, that's
I
black.
mean, Negro is
Spanish
not,
for black.
but bro, if you look at the history, Negro was a reclassification of American Indian, not an African.
Yeah.
We went from Indian, Negro,
They called
color,
them both.
now
They
African American. You feel me?
they reclassified Africans and Aboriginals Negroes.
But
in many cases.
how? Where were the Africans, bro? Historically, where were the Africans at?
They brought them.
That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand this FBA thing because America was already built for thousands of years, and Africans had nothing to do with it. We're actually older than an African. So I'm just trying to understand, where did an African come around?
South Carolina, Louisiana.
Really?
Yeah, slave ships.
I've never seen a slave ship, no manifest. We still got Viking ships, ancient ships from Kemet that still exist, but no slave ship. Like I said, I don't understand that narrative, bro.
Let's unpack it. Let's unpack it.
Where are them ships at?
Let's unpack it. So are you saying slavery didn't happen?
Not in North America. It literally did not happen.
Really?
Majority of the slaves were the Caribbean. They didn't come to the mainland, bro. So I'm trying to tell you. This is facts.
So
There was barely any Africans that came to the mainland.
got it. But slavery didn't happen. So why did
I don't know if you know this, man. Our DNA is older than Africa.
Right, God. Let's slow down.
Our land, the people, we're older.
Let's slow down.
I'm very calm, man. Nigga.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get answers. I want to get answers. Why did they have so many slave manifests? If slavery didn't exist, why did they have so many documents of enslaved people on plantations.
Bro, those are the Slavic. Those are 12 million Slavics that came over here, bro, with Native Americans.
Okay.
Those weren't us. We've been here.
So the black.
There's no shit manifest with our surnames on it.
Let me ask you this:
That's a lie.
Did Harriet Tubman exist, or was she made up by the government?
I'm not into those conspiracy theories. I mean, some say she existed, some say she didn't exist.
Okay.
I'm not going all this.
Did Frederick Douglass? Did Frederick?
I'm just saying, bro.
Did Frederick Douglass exist?
Yeah, he existed, obviously.
Okay, but he was.
Bro, you're not gonna paint this picture of someone is not saying. I'm very sane. All I'm saying is,
I'm not
bro.
saying you're not, sir. I'm just
look. Hey, Doc. Let me just say this real quick.
Hold on, no.
I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. All I'm saying is, we come from a matriarchal. Bro, I'm calm as a.
Let me talk, brother. Let me ask you, because I want you to get clarity here. I'm not even. You might be putting me up on some game. You might be putting me up on something, but I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You might be putting me up on games, sir. I don't just slow it down so I can understand. Yeah, I dropped out of high school. I'm not as smart as a lot of you.
Bro, I know how you can be condescending, bro. I know how you be doing this shit, man.
I'm not as smart as a lot of you, but yeah, all of all the pictures of enslaved people. What was that about?
All right, so family, you see how he asked the question kind of like out of the blue? Because he wanted to figure out and pinpoint what doctrine is he coming from. Family, or what ideology. That's why, family, when I talk to people, I'll stop midway. When I see the information not registering, I'll stop midway and I will ask them, hey, are you familiar with the transatlantic slave trade? That's why he did it for the same exact reasons. Because depending upon that answer there or that response, I know exactly who I'm dealing with. You know, the cosplaying mask comes off.
Bro, that was never enslavement. We were prisoners of war on our own land.
Okay, that was
Seminole Wars, bro.
So family, yeah, this guy's crazy.
They didn't beat us at no battle, bro. They only got us on paper. I'm talking about the engines. Me, who I descend from.
That sounds like somebody who was on here earlier this week or the weekend.
I don't know about the Africans. Those so-called Africans that came. I know nothing about them. But I'm talking about us, so-called black folk.
Got it. Okay, bro. Thank you. Good freaking grief. Okay, thank you. Family, look, my Aboriginal people, the people who do the Aboriginal thing. See, this is the problem. This is the problem right here. That's the problem, family. There were Aboriginal people here, but when people start getting into this other stuff and it ain't making sense, and then when you try to slow it down and get people to explain, there's a lot of fast talking and talking over people, and come on, man. And I wasn't debunking him. I was just asking questions. And then if your argument falls apart with basic questions, I didn't even debunk him. I'm like, oh, can you please explain? And he was just jumping all over the place. All right. If your argument can dismantle itself with basic questions,
right,
y'all gotta tighten it up. I didn't say, oh, that wasn't true. No, I'm like, okay, if that's the case, how do you explain this? How do you explain all these black people on plantations? Well, those were Slavic people. Huh? Did Harriet Tubman exist? He might have, might not. Okay. All right. Yeah. Then you start talking. Okay. Come on, some of that stuff don't sound right. Some of that was all right.
Yeah, the link is up there for anybody that don't believe that Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, are the original Blacks and the only Blacks. You know, let's have a good conversation. The link is there. If you think otherwise, you think somebody else were Black before us or Black like us.
All right. Y'all look at us, man. We almost got 500,000 likes up in here, family. We almost got 500,000 likes up in here. Respect to the family. Respect to the family.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this a few times, you know, at least some of it, because I like the fact that he had that conversation about black, because this is not his normal conversation with, with his supporters and haters, right? He doesn't really talk about who's black and who's not too often. So I was really, really happy that this topic emerged. So now we can have it more often and more frequently.
Okay. See, y'all can't do it like that, man. Y'all just can't be saying shit. All right? Y'all just can't be saying stuff. You got to bring truth to power. It has to make sense. All right? Come on. I didn't even give pushback. I just asked basic questions to elaborate on the narrative. All right? See? Come on. Yeah, and then y'all be trying to get mad at me. So you got not him. He was cool. He didn't get mad, but some of the crash outs be trying to deflect by getting fake mad, and that's a con game with all those people when they start plebiscite babbling. Then they get fake mad. Or you, Tariq. So the thing is, because they know I'm gonna start asking some questions, and we're gonna start going through all of your words. So then they crash. The name of the game for a lot of folks is to say some bullshit and then crash out so that there can't be a cross-examination. You understand? Well, I want y'all to know the tactics of some of these folks. They'll say something off the wall and then start making personal insults. Listen, Tariq, this is what you don't understand, see?
That happens enough over here right away.
First of all, this was Turtle Island. Wasn't no slavery. Slavery didn't exist. We came here from flying saucers. First of all, we were born on the moon. That's where melanin come from. That's why we is black and with nappy hair.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, peace to Snatch Adam 69, $10 in the super chat. Lineage love is on deck. Appreciate it. Appreciate the family. Appreciate the family. This, like I said, it's a good topic. I'm so glad that he touched on who's black and who's not. And I'm gonna come back to this a few times, okay, throughout the week, because I want to spark this conversation. Because I told you that I'm repo in black.
I only eat rat, eat cat, people, you ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Oh, I'm taking it back.
Hold on, one more time.
Repo. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back.
Why?
Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax.
Okay, taking the black back. That's important. Okay, that's why we got to have these conversations. I was so happy that he had a discussion. He premiered this. This conversation needs to be had more and more with non-FBAs.
We was on the moon. The moon gave us melanin. When we came from this damn atmosphere, we had straight hair first. That atmosphere frizzed our hair up, turned it into afros, and we landed over here on Turtle Island. See that? But if you knew, see, you ain't got the scholarship with all that hidden color shit. You ain't got the scholarship, Tyree. That's why. Then they start that crashing out so that we won't start cross-examining that horse shit. Yeah, they say some bullshit and then start crashing out. So when we start picking apart that damn narrative, they ain't got to answer nothing. You know? Come on now. Come on. All right.
We call that fake crashing out. Fresh always. Thanks for the Cash App donation. Thank you, brother. Family, if you can, let's get the Cash Apps up a little bit. Thank you. Support what's going on. Support all of the work. If y'all could look at my face, my camera off, because I look so tired and sleepy, bags in my eyes. I put a lot of work, a lot of research, family. I'm very active. I'm very active on this. Y'all hear it. A lot of stuff I do is innovative. That's something other non-FBAs, that's a word non-FBAs know nothing about. Innovative and creative. Okay, so a lot of what I talk about, innovative and creative. I'm the first person to say, at least in full extent, with so much data and resources, we're the only black people. Okay, endonym, exonym, ethnonym. Who goes into that? Come on, family. There's no way to not go into that if you're arguing who's black. You have to touch on ethonyms, endonyms, exonyms. That's all me first.
They did that to you last night, Leo? Yeah, a lot of them be doing that. A lot of cats be doing that on here. Huh? All right.
Okay, so I gotta time you out, Kenta, because the link is up there. You can ask for the link or ask for the phone number. As a matter of fact, before I time you out, let me put the phone number in there for you to give you a chance to do it that way. Got it. Okay.
Right. Lord. Okay, let's get your hands up, family. And shout, everybody give me some likes. Give me some, let me shout out everybody giving the gifts real quick. I see a lot of people giving gifts. Let me give some shout outs. Humble, thank you for the gift. Humble, 1865 Black, thank you for the gift. Anya Saru, thank you for the gift. Soul Virgo, thank you for the gift. Placebo, thank you. FBA Porties, thank you. Andre the P, thank you. Miss Lynette, thank you. Ground 2D, thank you. Stephen J, thank you. FBA Soldier, thank you. Lala, thank you. Desert, thank you. Black, thank you. Riri Bay, thank you. Nana, Desert, Tyrese, Omega Man, thank you. Y'all raise your hand so I can get some more people in here. And y'all hit the like some more, family. Let's get up to 500,000. We're almost at half.
All right, 500,000. That's crazy. All right, so let me go ahead and where you at, Kenta? Ego? Well, here's your ego. Your ego is 30 minutes timeout.
500,000. Everybody hit those likes. Everybody hit those likes. All right. Okay, let me see. Who is this? Civilized Native. I see you raising your hand. I'm gonna get you up. Hold on one second. Civilized Native. I'm trying to get you up.
Yeah. I don't know how. I'm gonna ask AI because Revenue claims he asked AI, and Stokely Carmichael got the credit. I bet you he worded a certain way because most people don't even know who Stokely Carmichael is, but people know who James Brown is, and people know the song "I'm Black and Not Proud." So I gotta ask AI a different way because I think Revenue asked it a way where favored. He might have said Black Power. Okay, he might have said Black Power, and that's why I said Stokely Carmichael. But I'm gonna ask it myself because I can't see Stokely Carmichael being more influential on blackness over James Brown's song.
There we go. Civilized Native. You've been raising your hand. Let me get you up here, beloved. Let me get you up here.
Hello, Tariq. How are you?
Hey, Civilized Native. How are you?
I'm well. So first and foremost, I would like to correct something on behalf of the American Indians, right? We
Yes.
all have to be mindful and be careful. The first people who were enslaved here in North America were the indigenous people. They were enslaved far longer than the Africans who were brought over. So anybody who is claiming Aboriginal, American Indian, any of the tribes, right? Please stop saying that because when you say that, it's causing a divide between the FBA and the American Indians. It's very disingenuous and it's disrespectful. Now, moving on to the second point, I wanted to actually ask you two different questions, right? Because people like the guy who came before me are having these talking points, it's causing a divide between the FBAs and American Indians. I personally and a lot of people on the app have done their genealogy, and I can't find an African, right? On my paternal or my maternal sides. So I'm not going to claim African American, right? So do you think that the FBAs and American Indians, are these two separate lineages, or are we one?
It depends on what you were labeled in the beginning of this country. Like my documents, when I trace back, my family was mulatto, Negro, colored, Black. That's what was on our documents. And we engaged in Black culture. And we created all of the music genres, all of the foods, everything associated with foundational Black American culture. That's where my family is from. That's what's the
Exactly.
foundational Black American. Now, if there's some people who are on a reservation and they were something else, then I don't know what that is.
Okay. So, and then I had a second question for you, right? So, in my family, right, I have deep roots in Oktibbeha County, Mississippi, on my paternal and maternal sides. We have over 200 acres of land that is currently missing, right? I do have people in my family who were enslaved, right? So again, I don't understand why people would be saying that, even if they're claiming to be American Indians.
Right.
The talking point of FBAs on this app, I feel like their talking points on TikTok are different than like those that are on Instagram or on Twitter. The FBAs here are speaking about delineating from American Indians and saying that we do not deserve reparations. How do you feel about that?
That's inconsequential. I don't care, because there's 43 million foundational Black Americans, and nobody's going to have a unified ideology. So that's inconsequential. Whatever that argument is, that's up to them. That's an individual argument. The thing that doesn't change your lineage. Either your lineage is at the beginning of this country or it's not. So that's all I'm concerned with. I don't get into ideological differences. That's inconsequential to lineage. That's why there's no such thing as a rift between lineages. Your lineage is your lineage.
Right.
Somebody,
Right.
if they were Black or Negro or colored somewhere in the 1700s, that is a foundational Black American by definition. Just by definition.
Okay. Thank you for answering my questions. Before you drop me, I just want the FBA's American Indians for us to come together, right? We have to be mindful and be respectful. Everybody should do their own genealogy, understand history and your specific family history before we cause a divide that we can't come back from. Thank you, Tariq. You have a good evening.
Thank you, beloved. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. So the thing is, listen, no matter, I want people to understand, when people start talking about rifts and beefs, that ain't got nothing to do with no lineage. There's no such thing as a rift with FBAs or whatever. No,
Right.
That's a lineage.
Because both are of the lineage. So that wouldn't make any sense.
That's a lineage. Is your lineage is your lineage. And the thing is, if your family, if your ancestors were here at the beginning of the United States, of the building of the United States, that by definition, if they are classified as Black and you are still here, you're still a descendant of them, and if they were here at the beginning, by logic, that would make them foundational. You were here at the beginning. There's no debating that. There's nothing to argue. It's just they were here. They were here at the beginning, and they maintained and they stayed, and they created Black culture, what we now know as Black culture, and they're classified as Black Americans. That makes them foundational Black Americans. Now, if somebody says, well, I ain't got this in my lineage, were your people classified as Black, or were you on some reservation somewhere? Because my thing is, if you were a person who had a Black phenotype, where were you living? Where were you living where you were just somewhere not mixing in with the other Black people? See, and nobody can really explain that. How were you not mixed in with other Black people? Yeah?
Yeah, please explain that one.
But again, I'm a foundational Black American. You had people like Crispus Attucks. He's a foundational Black American. His mother was a Native American or Aboriginal. His father was, they said Black, but we don't know what Black he was from. Where was he? Because that's another thing. There were Black people who were classified as Black, but they were reclassifying a lot of the Aboriginals as Black here. So somebody said they had a camp. But again, listen, here's the thing. We had an ethnogenesis. I want people to understand the ethnogenesis that happened. The Blacks that were brought over from Africa, and I don't know what this argument that ain't no Africans come over. Yeah, yes, there was. I don't know what that argument is. There were people brought over from Africa. Now, there was a small percentage. It was like 3 to 4% of the people brought over from Africa,
About
maybe to North
388,000.
America. And there were a lot of people who were Aboriginal and enslaved here. But there was an ethnogenesis. Those Black tribes, those got dissolved. They don't exist no more. Those African tribes, many of them got dissolved. We don't have no connection with that. So we came together. We were put together, and we had an ethnogenesis that ethnogenesis created a whole different ethnic group, which is us, foundational Black Americans, with different culture, music, language, style, foods, mindsets of resistance that's very unique to us. It's that simple. Now, people want to dig back and claim a tribe that was dissolved a long time ago, and claiming some of these, the Cherokees and all them. You know what they've done with the Black people. These tribes have been remixed, and they got whitey people as the quote unquote chiefs. They done $5 the hell out of these tribes now. You got a whole bunch of Europeans running around with feathers. So these tribes have been gutted and decimated for the most part. Yeah. Look at us, man. We got over 500K likes in here. That's love,
That's crazy.
respect.
About
That
time
is
get his
love.
flowers.
Yeah,
He
when
should-
you start
he
seeing
should
where
be
the
getting
money
it.
is going, you look at the people who
You should be getting those flowers like 10, 15 years ago, yo. So that shows you YouTube is clearly shadow banning him and, unsubscribing people.
run them casinos. Yeah, they all look like damn Brad Pitt. Yeah, they wearing Brad Pitt with some moccasins on. Yeah. But that is what it is. Yeah, TikTok rocks with me heavy, man. Shout out to TikTok, man. We are in here lovely.
And let me just say, like there's no war with Native Americans or Aboriginals of America, Indigenous Americans, and FBAs. That's not. There are people, as I said earlier today, there are people who want to debate that, and they want to put it on all of us. There's some people who believe that there was no slave ships. All of us were here originally. You dig? As indigenous Americans, right? That's what some people believe, and they want to debate that. It ain't a war. You looking for debates, and there are people who believe that never happened. Most of FBAs are people from the slave ships, right? And they deny the Native American or indigenous thing. So those two people debate. That's it. There's no real war. There's people debating. And she came on here a little butthurt because maybe it didn't go her way. But that's what people do. And that's what happens in my chat. That's why I don't get involved. I don't get involved in your debates in the chat. Like it takes two. You might have got cooked. And now you want me to, no, I'm staying out of it.
500K. Shout out to everybody for the likes and the gifts. All right, let me get up out of here, guys, because I got some other work to do.
All right, so before he leave, I'm gonna bring it back to the guy who had the revenue argument.
Who were reclassified as Negro, and then they just blended in. You understand?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but just wanted to
Yeah, I want to bring it back to this guy.
also clarify, right? But when in West Africa, I'm sure you should have heard of Negro land, and also refer to
Okay, so he said Negro land. What else?
when in West Africa, I'm sure you should have heard of Negro land, and also referred to as Bilad al Sudan, which was the land of the blacks. So it's land of the blacks has already been used in West
Okay, so he said it very fast, but he said Bilal Sudan,
which was the I'm sure you should have heard of Negro land, and also referred to as Bilad al Sudan, which was
so when he said Bilal al Sudan, one more time,
the land
family.
of the blacks.
I'm
Have
trying
heard
to
of
catch this.
Negro land, and also referred to as Bilad al Sudan, which was
Okay, so Bilal al Sudan, that is something Tether dream, and they were dreaming. That's something Revenue tried over here. Okay, they tried to introduce those as something to say that, hey, they call themselves black before us. Okay, so let me deal with that specifically. As you can see, like this is more my thing more than Tariq's, as you can see. But as long as more, because nobody really brings it up on his channel, and he didn't make that declaration like I did, even though he did today. But he don't lead by that. I lead by that. I haven't got a FBA anthem leading with that. You dig? So anyway, let me explain that. The Sudanese, Bilal al Sudan. Okay, so Sudanese, right? Sudanese people, they have a national identity, but it's based on geography. It's not based on color. It's actually called Sudan. We call them Sudanese people. Okay, so the Arab word that he just said, the Arabic word Notice that is Arabic. It's an Arabic word, Balad al Sudan. So I'll ask that African tether, hey, did you guys speak Arabic back when you created your name? See, so family, you know there's something up with that. Okay. Balad al Sudan, that's an Arab word meaning land of the blacks, but it was coined by Arab colonizers. That's not something they called themselves. You're out of there. Okay. No, that ain't the same. We called ourselves black. We made it cool. We made it global. We made it global. And we made it very endearing. That's an L. That fast, knocked out. Sudanese people did not identify simply as black in the way foundational black Americans do. Okay, hold on. So I got to put all this in the damn PDF because it's going to be a long PDF just dealing with black. I see. Okay, so Sudanese people do not identify simply as black the way we do over here. They identify by their tribe, their religion, or region. Nubian, Dinka, Arabi, Sudanese, etc. Their blackness is descriptive. Their their blackness is descriptive, a color, adjective, not cultural or political. Our blackness is cultural and political. So when tethers conflate Sudanese with Black Americans, it misrepresents the origin and function of the word black. In Sudan, it's an exonym, the word that we all learned and got used to from unbiased rhyme. Exonym means it was given by an outside people, and that outside people was Arabs. In the US, black is an endonym and ethnonym created by the people themselves. Okay. So in short, Sudanese are described as black. Right. The Arabs describe them as black, but they never turned black into a national name. It's not called, they don't call themselves black. They call themselves Sudanese and they live in Sudan. See, but foundational Black Americans, we do. We took a color, right, that the white man threw at us, but in a derogatory sense and as an adjective, as a descriptor, a descriptive, lowercase b, but we took that color, we capitalized it. We made it a capital B, proper noun, and made it a people. Go Google right now, is black a capital B as in proper noun? It's going to be yes, we did that. So we made it a lineage, an identity, not a race. Okay, so blackness is our ethnogenesis. So obviously, I would have cooked that dude, and most people know not to come over here and click a link and debate me on black. A couple guys try over and over and over and over. They use all type of Google AIs and chat GPTs and took an L to a human being. And I accept all of that AI. I'm not like those people that got a weak doctrine where I'm like, nah, I don't rock with AI. Nah, I rock with AI. And AI it normally rides with me, unbiased rhyme. Okay? So let's make that clear. So Balad Al Sudan crushes him. It proved our point. Like, yeah, okay, then you're not the only black people. We are. So I hope that registers in people's heads. We're the only black people. Foundational black, capital B, Americans. All right. And the American is a nationality. It's not an ethnonym. All right. It never was, never part of the English dictionary definition, never as a American was never supposed to be an ethnonym. So one goofball can't change the rules of grammar and linguistics and say, I'm gonna make this an ethnonym. I'm gonna call myself American. Okay. I'm American. Okay, yeah, you are American. That's your nationality. You got citizenship here. But guess what? If you don't have citizenship here, you are not American. Okay, like we know that from Dred Scott, right? And Biddy Mason, and those 300 to 500,000 free blacks. They were not. They knew they were free, but they had no rights. That a white man's bound to respect, and they had no rights in court to sue federally. You dig? So FBA, I got the blackened to be blackened because that's people trying to take that from us, trying to say, oh no, blackness is just everybody called itself black. The Negro land and Negro this. You can say Negro all you want. Negro is spelled Negro. Okay. We argue black. We don't argue Negro. You want to be Negro? Go make yourself a Negro. Okay. We dropped those terms, in Jim Crow. We took on black and Jim Crow, by the way. So we didn't wait till we were integrated and waited till Jim Crow was on paper illegal. We took on that strong, powerful name, black, during white people racist, moments, outright racist moments in this country. We said we are black. We're black and proud, say it loud. And everybody is trying to take that from us. But family, they're trying to take all those letters from us. Somebody. Remember that their biggest argument was we're not foundational. Remember that was kicking people in the butt too much. Where they'll rock with most of the things we say until we say the word foundational. They're like, oh my God, like they look at that word as a ghost. Foundational. The hell is that? You're not foundational. Okay, so we're foundational, we're black, and we are American. We built this country, America. Oh, but you were forced to do it. You did it to change. Whatever you say, buddy, it was done by us. Okay, doing it in chains, doing it blindfold, doing it with your hands behind your back doesn't make you less foundational. It makes you exceptionally foundational. Okay. So that's why when these guys come with these black tropes, they get embarrassed over here and talking about, yeah, see, when you call yourself Black American, see, the hyphen eliminates the blackness. It keeps the other one. Or what did he say? He said that first, and he came back and said the hyphen points only to the prefix. See, but there's no, yeah. See, Black American, but the hyphen cancels out American and it points back to the prefix. And so now you just left with black. See, but there's no land black. So you just nothing. You're nationless. You're homeless. Really. Well, earlier, didn't you say Aboriginals, Australians? Okay. All right. So now we got the hyphen there. So does the hyphen point back to Aboriginals, and because there's no Aboriginal nation, they're nobody in their nation, less homeless? Oh, nah, humada. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're on the right channel, buddy. You see, that made absolutely no sense. The Cash App, oh man, I pinned the wrong thing. So the Cash App is right there. Let me add it in manually. Matter of fact, y'all could buy me a coffee. And I done it before I leave. I'm definitely gonna leave in a second. There you go, right there. Let me replace it. Yeah, because I was gonna leave with the coffee. Yeah, so definitely y'all want to treat your brother to a coffee, Cash App. That's you want to treat one to tomorrow. I'm here or the other spot every day this week. A lot of time, one time, sometimes twice. So those Cash Apps would definitely go to coffees and pastries and keep me lit, keep me in a public setting, keep it, well lit, and energetic, and inspired. You feel me? Okay. But yeah, but you never call in. So free Papua TV. I already know you one of those trolls I already beat up. But I'm gonna put the link in the chat to expose you. Okay. So, guys can say, oh, grammar, you don't know grammar. There's a link, prove it. And right now I'm gonna time you out for 30 minutes. Okay. So now if I'm missing grammar, that's easily provable. You could just click the link and go into grammar. Grammar has rules. Okay. I can't make something up, but your buddy did. He made up some stuff. He said the hyphen, black hyphen American, the hyphen points to the prefix. Literally made it up. The prefix does not point to one and cancels out the other. The hyphen joins the two together. It makes an Italian American. So he's Italian heritage and ancestry, wise, but he's American culturally and citizenship wise. It's not, they're leaving on, get the circle. Hey, stop, give me a circle. Yeah, so can't mess it up. All right. Let me see. You timed out. Let's see if I have anything else before we so tomorrow, then they poison us to keep us docile. Right. But their main goal is to separate the letters in our acronym FBA. They try to omit one. They try to omit F and make us just simply Black Americans. You know, throw out the fact that we built the country, or they want to throw out the B and make us just Americans, foundation Americans, no different than whites, immigrant whites, make us immigrants, or they want to throw out the American, right, and just make us landless, right? You don't have a flag, you don't have a land. Okay, okay. We literally fought and won for our right to be called American and our right to have citizenship. We made that amendment specifically and exclusively for us first and foremost. Everybody else, like always, are Johnny come ladies. They benefit from our feats. FEATS, not FEETS. So now I just explained Bilad al Sudan, how that is an Arab word because Africans are not Arabic. That's something Arabs gave them when they converted them to Islam. Okay, so I want to I want you guys to know that the fact that he said Bilad al Sudan, he cooked himself. Like, yeah, bro, that's an X on them. They were called that. Okay, so again, family, I'm putting together a PDF. I understand what V4 said to do. I think it was him said do edition 1, 2. One thing about me, man, I am a perfectionist. I like to just do it right the first time, or as much right as possible the first time. Now, if new information come out later, then I'll do it edition 2. But right now, V4, I have all this information, and I just can't purposely leave it out. I gotta, I gotta, it's gonna be work to put it together, but I gotta do the hard work put together. I'm not gonna just push them out there. I know it's not my best work. Can't do that. But when you get it, but one person did get a PDF. I sent one out because one supporter from the lineage wanted it for her own reasons, right away. So I made sure she got that. But this one gonna be tight because I'm gonna be debunking that we're not black, the BS stuff. The Bilad Al Sudan. That's in the first one anyway. But then I'm gonna point out to the trademark, right? Cause that's sort of in there, but not in full depth. So I'm gonna point out the trademark in there. Yeah, we gonna really cook. We're gonna really cook, man. So shout out to the thank you. You're throwing garbage. It's dirty. Shout out to the family for the Cash App love, for the coffee and pastry for today. And thank you. And if anybody wanna, this is Monday, right? So this is the Monday coffee pastry family can Cash App today, tonight is grand night for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Keep it lit. I'm live every day, twice a day, but minimum once a day for a fact. So it's a lot of work, man. I'm telling you, do all this reading and it's tiring. But I'm motivated by the love the family, come with. The energy I come with motivates me. If y'all had less energy, I'll be live once in a blue moon. Yeah, you got some interesting ideas before. But let me do this one, because I got more information, in PDF. And also, I think I'm gonna do a black video. So all the information that's in the PDF, I thought about I'm gonna do a black video. I'm gonna go ahead and just share the screen and just go through the PDF and read it. So for those are into like audio books, like that could be your audio version, where you ain't really got time to sit down and look at it. Cause you like me, you're always on the go. You can do it that way. Yeah, so I'm hearing about some tethers, ladies, whatever, Caribbean. We'll get on them. It'll kind of. I seen something about it. I didn't read it or watch it just yet, but I know Tariq did something on it. So it'll come to my table. Timothy says you bring truth to power. See, stuff like that make me motivated to keep going and go harder and really, 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 be unstoppable. Um, oh, by the way, on top of my dedication, because I never say this on a live, family. So when y'all say ego, I ain't got an ego. I'm very humble. I never say this. I'm gonna say it now. On top of all of what I do, research and twice a night, sometimes 3 times a night, family, I am a single dad. What live, especially during the evening, that you don't hear the kid behind me, right? My son. So I 3 going on 4 tomorrow. I mean next month. It'll be 4 next month. But I got all of this going on, and on top of that, single dad, 100% full time. I got full custody, zero help from the state, zero help from local, no, none of that stuff. Not saying it's bad, but a lot of those folks discriminate against men. That's a whole nother topic right there. The discrimination on men. Like WIC literally stands for women, infant, and children. You dig? So imagine being a man in there. They're like, what you doing in here? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, man. So your support doesn't only go to me and the channel. The channel Zoom costs money. Uh, ChatGPT costs money. I got a monthly subscription. I got premium, right? So not only does it go there, a portion of your donations, but it also goes to my son activities. You feel me? So the support is really, really appreciated for those who financially support it, and the support, liking the video and pulling up that support is really, really important because visually the haters get to see that this information is being valued and people are tuned in. And, let's continue to grow. Let's not stop at 100. Let's get to 200, 300, 400. Let's grow. Let's show folks this is where it's at. We're 43 million deep, and how that song go? You're gonna feel us roar. You dig? Stacy Galore, that rhymes with what I just said. Peace to you. Vilified Nation of Immigrants with an E. Immigrants, peace to you. Yeah, so family, I won't keep you too much longer than now. You got school. I'm out, man. Yes, Peppermint Patty. Yeah, because somebody today told me to say that. Shit, it said, how come you never share with your father that you're a single dad, 100% full time, no assistance, no help at all? I'm like, you know what? I never thought to disclose that. I always thought that was like private. That's my private life. But I was like, you know what? Some people need that for motivation. Like some dads out there, maybe gave up, fight for custody or don't want to see their kids, whatever the reason is. Like maybe me disclosing that right now can motivate some dads to like go harder, or even potential dads, fathers to be, to go hard with that kid. Fight for your kid, like be in your kid life. But yeah, I've been full time since like he was 6 months old. Okay, 6. So that means that almost 4 years, all me. And we're talking about thinking about trying to work with no babysitter. You dig? Got to when I was down south, family, I had to pay out my pocket for daycare, $150 a week, 600 for the month. You feel me? Because at that time he was too young for school, so I had to work though, right? That's when I was working at the property management company. But yeah, man. So if y'all can support, Cash App is there. It's pinned to the top. Unbiased Ron. I'm out, family. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace. I will not be live later tonight. Well, I don't plan to be. So peace, family. I end this. God damn it. All right, we are.